So, you like the Russians, but haven't kept up with them since their indefinite ban. Let's catch up. With the 2026 Olympics approaching, and with the Russian team being officially allowed to compete, here's everything you've missed, from the previous Beijing team to the new faces of Russian figure skating. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ame. This is my first ever video. I, like every other girl, has dreamed of making YouTube videos. I just think it's so fun. And there's not a lot of channels dedicated to figure skating, so I thought I'd give it a try. Let's begin with our reigning Olympic champion, Anna Shcherbakova. After winning the Olympics, Anna had an ankle surgery which took her out of the 2022 to 2023 season, and that was the first season that the Russians were banned in. She has since retired, but she still performs in shows. I don't know if she's still with Team Tutberidze, as she hasn't performed their shows in a long time. That and the fact that she recently signed a deal with Angels of Plushenko that she will be the main star in some of their shows. So yes, she has performed in various of Plushenko shows, but aside from that, she is also a reporter, and she reports on the women's single skating in Russia alongside Alexei Yagudin. She also recently participated in the Japan Stars on Ice alongside Alina Zagitova. Alina Zagitova is the 2018 Olympic champion, also from Russia, and that was the first time that Russian skaters were allowed to participate in an international event since their ban. I don't think we need an update on Alina since she has been retired since 2019. More on Anna, she has been recovering her jumps. She has recovered her double axel and triple flip. However, I don't think we will see any quads from her anytime soon. Anna also did a program at the Russian Challenge tournament where she showed off her double axel. The Russian Challenge tournament isn't an actual competition that can get you a title. It was more of a lighthearted competition, and I say competition with air quotations. Lastly, Anna recently did a campaign for Genshin Impact Russia where she cosplayed as the character Skirk. And that is everything that the reigning Olympic champion has been up to since the Russia ban. Now, let me catch you up on the reigning silver medalist, Alexandra Trusova. The reigning silver medalist has retired? I honestly don't know. Shortly after the Olympics, she left Team Tutberidze and joined Angels of Plushenko. We know she's had a history of going back and forth between Tutberidze and Plushenko, but she has been with Plushenko since she left. As I've said, I'm not sure if she's retired because she's performed at test skates since the Russia ban, but never at an actual competition. I honestly thought she would be back for Milano Cortina, but that is out the window now that she is both married and pregnant. And her husband, Makar, are so cute together. I feel like he brings out a side of Trusova that I've never seen. We usually see her as this very fiery girl, for lack of a better word, but I feel like with Makar, she seems visibly happier and softer. And Trusova, by the way, will be having a boy. And if you really haven't kept up with the Russians, Trusova is no longer a redhead, she is a blonde, which I think suits her so much better than the red. Trusova did get married to Makar, I'm not sure when, but I know it was in 2024. And Anna did attend the wedding, so there is no bad blood between them. And like Anna, Trusova also participated in the Russian Challenge tournament, but she did so alongside her husband Makar. They did a pairs program, but there was no jumping from Trusova. This is actually the event where she announced her pregnancy, so definitely no jumps from Sasha Trusova. She has mentioned wanting to return to skating once her pregnancy is over, but I honestly don't know if she will or if she's planning on making it to the 2030 Olympics. By the way, I'm not going to be talking about Alyona because I'm only talking about the Beijing team, but Alyona is also married and pregnant. So, you've missed a lot if you haven't kept up with the Russians. I'm also just throwing this in here, but recently Alina and Evgenia did an episode on Evgenia's show, so there is seemingly no bad blood between them either. Now that we've covered the podium, let's talk about Kamila Valieva. We all know Kamila, she was expected to win gold, but she had that infamous doping scandal which led to her getting banned, and she ended up 4th place right behind Gauri Sakamoto from Japan. So yes, Kamila has since been banned, so there's not much to report on her. For context, figure skating is state-funded in Russia, so since Kamila is banned, she is not allowed to participate at any national competitions. She can't be coached by any rank that is state-funded, such as Team Tutberidze, as well as ice shows that are state-funded, such as, again, Team Tutberidze. I believe she is planning on returning once her ban is over, but I don't know if she will be able to return to that caliber that she once was. I believe that window has passed. She is 19 now, which in figure skating, at least for the women, is an old age. But she has been getting fit and posting off-ice training such as axles. Not triple axles, but a double axle. And that is everything on the women Beijing Olympic team as of June 19th when I'm recording this. Now that you're up to date on the previous Beijing team, let me introduce you to the new faces of Russian figure skating. By now, you may have heard that Adelia Petrosyan is the pick for Milano Cortina 2026. She is under, you guessed it, Team Tutberidze. I personally have never been akin to her skating. I felt like she still needed to prove herself, especially because she hasn't been at an international competition. But I really loved her free program this year, which was the Tango/Yo Soy Maria program, and I truly think she should keep it for the Olympics. It demonstrates her strengths so well, and it's just a really great program that shows off her personality. I should have mentioned this earlier, but Adelia Petrosyan is 18 years old. She has a triple axel and various quads, including a quad loop and quad flip. Now that we've talked about the pick for the 2026 Olympics, let's talk about the reserve. I'm going to give some context. So Russia was given a neutral status, and with that neutral status came a pick and a reserve. Adelia is the pick, but if she were to get injured or if anything were to happen to her to take her out of the Olympics, the reserve would be sworn in as the new pick. This pick is 17-year-old Alina Gorbacheva. You may know Alina, and not for good reason. She went missing in 2023 for a day, which I won't get into that. Alina trains at the Triumph Academy in, I believe, Moscow. I personally love Alina's skating. She has speed going into her jumps, and like Adelia, she has beautiful extensions. I also love Alina's speed when executing her step sequence. She has no triple axel, but she has a consistent double axel, hence why she is usually behind Adelia, but in front of some other skaters who can land a triple axel. She has a few quads, including a quad salchow. And that is all you need to know about the reserve, Alina Gorbacheva. Lastly, let's talk about Sofia Muravyeva. I'm going to begin with a little bit of context. She has been with Angels of Plushenko, but she recently transferred to Alexei Mishin's camp, so starting next season, she will be training under Alexei Mishin's camp. Sofia is 18 years old, and this season the podium has been Adelia first, Alina second, and Sofia third. However, at this year's Russian Championships, Sofia actually placed fourth right off the podium. Sofia Muravyeva has a triple axel, no quads. Her triple axel hasn't been as consistent this season, hence why she's usually behind Alina Gorbacheva, who has a double axel and some quads. Unfortunately, this season has not been Sofia's best season. She was usually seen looking disappointed after a free skate and usually on the verge of tears at the kiss and cry alongside Plushenko, her now former coach. And the triple axel proved to be a difficult jump this season for Sofia. She sometimes landed it, oftentimes shakily landed it, and sometimes didn't land it at all. But that is to be expected with a difficult jump such as the axel, which for those who are new skaters, the axel is the only jump that lunges forward rather than the traditional backwards. That is all I'm going to say regarding Sofia. I mainly wanted to talk about updates on the former Beijing team as well as the pick and the reserve, which was Adelia and Alina. Please give me tips on how to improve my videos. I'm not as eloquent as I would like to in speaking, but that is something I'm trying to work on. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like or a comment or even some suggestions on how I can improve. And thank you for watching.